Hi everyone, how's everyone doing here today? Thank you for watching. Well, there's been a lot of talk on it already on the recent RNC convention that passed, and for the most part it's kind of what some of you were probably already expecting. It was this just absolute cesspool of vitriol, lies, and just a lot of vile behavior and stuff like that, which didn't really amount to anything. I didn't see too much anything on policy or solutions, just more the usual gaslighting and fear-mongering that we're used to seeing over and over again. I mean, just the handful of highlights. There was some guy who brought his dog. There was, Ron DeSantis made a guest appearance, talking in some weird voice about how we don't know the definition of a woman because, he's got to get his bigotry out there and do a little Trump bootlicking. It's been a while. Same thing with, Vivek. He was saying some other stupid things. And, you had your series of performers like Kid Rock, because, of course, with his racism and transphobia, he's got to keep himself relevant, licking Trump's boots. Hulk Hogan made an appearance, doing the usual type of style of Trumpomania and stuff like that. So, I get it, you're free to support who you want, but at least do it with facts as opposed to regurgitating, "Make America Great Again." I thought that happened in 2016. And does he not realize that that was a slogan stolen from Ronald Reagan? To this day, I don't even know what it means, make it great again. What does that mean? So, congratulations, Hulk. You pretty much sold out your country just so you could wear a red hat. Or a red shirt, I should say. No pun intended. The most standout, disgrace was Tim Scott, where, he was referencing the assassination attempt on Trump, which I still say was wrong. No political violence of any kind acceptable, regardless of who does it. But he's like, he almost got shot and he stood up with his fists like a lion and he roared. I don't remember word for word, but it was just absolutely pathetic. Tim, you're still not going to be the VP. He already made his choice. But I guess you feel like in order to stay in line with the MAGA, hopefully it might get you somewhere. Yeah, you got to go out and lick Trump's boots and sell out your people and, pretty much sacrifice whatever dignity you had left. Byron Donalds, another example. Like, you two really believe you had a chance of becoming VP? Seriously? Really? I told this story before, real quick, years ago when I worked at a catering hall. It was some kind of Republican convention. It was for local candidates, no real big names that we're seeing in the news now. And, because of what the GOP had become, I wasn't too thrilled looking at it. But I said, you know what? It's a job. Don't make it personal. Just do your job. And it wasn't like some of the other conventions. It was handled with a good amount of just grace and presentation. People talking with ideas, behaving like professionals. There was no loud talking, no profanity. They actually focused on solution. There was a little bashing, just pointing out the people that are running against some of their failures. But for the most part, it was just handled very dignified. Now, whether you support the candidates, that's another thing. But that's the type of professionalism I like to see in politics. And you didn't see any of that here. The biggest, I would say letdown, no big surprise, was, of course, Trump himself, which, after surviving an assassination attempt, they had said he had gone through some kind of some soul searching, awakening, and, he wanted to talk about unity. Okay, let's hear it. And is that what we got? No. Instead, it was a lot of noise, a lot of more demonizing of immigrants. This time the invasion is from countries all over out to get us. Gee, we had never heard that before. Poking fun at Nancy Pelosi, bringing up Hannibal Lecter. Still don't know what the importance is of that, why you guys listen to that. And again, just the same usual stuff that we see before. You look at, like I said, some of his rallies in 2016. The same thing. Now that Kamala Harris she's on the ticket instead of Joe Biden, now he did a later rally, and again, just stupid Biden and laughing, Kamala, because he's got no substance, nothing really to point to. So, of course, it's just the usual pathetic name-calling and bashing and stuff like that. Yet, Trump supporters showing up with a bandage on his ear. Guys, do yourself a favor. I'm saying this as a friend. Stop doing that. Really. I mean, I don't care, but the bottom line is, you look silly. People who look at you, maybe the cult goes for it, but the people who look at it don't see it as a sign of dedication. It's more like cult-like behavior. They're shaking their head and rolling their eyes. You think I'm wrong? What if Biden was the one that an assassination attempt was made on, and he survived it, and then at his next rally, myself and a bunch of others showed up with bandages on our ear? Would you look at that and say, wow, those guys are really dedicated, they must really go for Biden? No, on the contrary, you'd probably be looking to say something along the lines like, what a bunch of knuckleheads, okay? Let's be real here. I mean, if you're going to do it anyway, maybe you don't care, but you can't say you don't know. So overall, it's just, again, more of the same noise. There's no wisdom to be gained. There's no lessons to be learned. There's no policies to talk about other than just the general, I'm the only one that can fix it. Gee, like we haven't heard that before already. Oh, but wait, the whole ageism thing is out the window, because now that Joe Biden's out, Trump is the oldest candidate out there who's showing a cognitive decline and saying a lot of stupid things and has a whole bunch of gaffes. So all that merchandise you had, you now need to focus on Kamala now. I'm sure you'll think of laughing Kamala, something stupid, rather than focus on substance, because it was never about that to begin with. And they're also complaining about the money and everything that you spent on the Biden campaign. Oh well, hey, that's okay. All you have to do is just come out with some new grift like selling Trump holy water or more Bibles, and you should have that money in no time. Lucky for him. Really, what gets me is that I've got Trump supporters, friends of mine, who actually are really intelligent, okay? I'm not trying to throw shade on the poorly educated voters, because we know how much Trump loves those, which, by the way, that's just, again, another insult. He's not complimenting you, he's putting you down. But to the intelligent voters out there, you listen to the same lies over and over again. Even Bill Maher said that to Byron Daniels' face on his last show. And Byron's like, well, it's just the people hear what they want to hear. I see. So again, facts don't matter. To me, they do. To the majority of the country, facts do matter. And we want to hear about policy, not vitriol. So, I don't know why the more intelligent people just look at this nonsense and just see right past the BS. I can do it, and I'm not like some PhD or super smart. It's just when you hear it over and over again, you just learn to call it out for what it is. Instead, you guys want to warm up to it. So, that'll be your undoing. Anyway. Thank you for watching. I really hope you understand.